Joining us now to tell us if he agrees is a man who's been part of the setup from the very start. Good morning to England fast bowler Mark Wood. Morning, Mark.
Morning, Woody.
Morning, lads. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
listen, mate. I'll tell you, Woody, I've got to say, there's not very often a group of men can get me out of my bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, down on the couch with a blanket and a cup of tea and a bit of toast, mate. But that's exactly what happened yesterday. That was some game, mate. What a game. Tell us about it.
It's amazing to hear the commentary back. I mean, obviously being in the game yourself, you're in it and you're living that sort of like, I guess, up and down period where you think, are you going to win, are you not going to win? But listening to that there, it's so inspirational to hear that, like, oh, he's done it, and the next one, oh, class, I love hearing that. I'm the only one that's actually up, by the way, that's why I'm doing this. The rest of them is the only teetotal man in the squad. I've been pushed to the press this morning. The rest of them are nursing bad heads, I think, so, yeah, it's good to be here.
I mean, were you aware, Mark, that after a couple of days, you know, the media back at home are battering you all a bit. People are predicting a 5-0 whitewash. Jim Maxwell's having a go as well, saying absurd selection, unbalanced, inexperienced. Were you aware of all that?
Yeah, of course, you do or hear comments like that, but the calmness within the group and actually in the dressing room, I think Stokesy and Baz McCullum are so inspirational in the way they speak. Even when we were behind in the game, there was a calmness in the dressing room about, you know, right, what's the play the next time? We almost tried to take the result out of it, and it was more the method in which we were trying to play. And never did I think that, I guess, that Popey would be so, proactive in the way that he played to just take the scoreboard out of it and just keep playing and playing the way he did. And at no point, actually, did I think that he looked in trouble, which is an unbelievable thing to say on the type of wicket that we were playing on against the quality of opposition. And even at the end of the game now, the chat in the dressing room isn't sort of, oh, you know, we're on top of the world. It was, you know, when we have good days, very level. When we have bad days, very level. And we've enjoyed last night. But as well, we know, you know, a bit of perspective. There's 4 games to go. But it's nice to, you know, shut some of those doubters up, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was a great start. I mean, just looking at some of the stats before it, England, India had won 43 of 46 or 47 at home. It's a remarkable record at home. They'd never been beaten when they'd taken a second innings lead of 100 into it. And you need things to go your way, obviously, when you go to a place like that. And they certainly did. You mentioned Ollie Pope's 196, which was ridiculous. Tom Hartley, I think it was 7 for 62 after being hit for a 6 in his first ball in his first innings. And then there was Stokes' run out, which was just absolutely ridiculous, mate.
He's a freak, Stokesy, to be honest. You know, he's just had knee surgery, and then he's pulling off stunts like that. So that was a massive turning point in the game. A little bit on Hartley, I think. You know, not just the fact that he came back and showing that character, but he was on debut as well.
Yeah.
Imagine like all the emotions of it's your first game. You know, you're taking in everything, the Barmy Army, the crowd. India's, you know, really loud in general when they get going. They even just knock a one, like a single, and they go mental. So, you know, he's taken all this in. He's had a tough start. They've got after him, but then he's shown that sort of character to come back. And I mean, phenomenal performance. Really, he's basically bowled it to a victory. And you know, you'll never forget that. It'll never be taken away from him. Amazing achievement.
I mean, it was absolutely staggering. What did the boys say to Tom Hartley after that opening spell in the match? Was there anything you could say to try and lift him?
Well, like I mentioned, the dressing room was calm. So even when we were batting, it was calm. Same with the bowling. You know, we chat when we come off. What can we do better? Maybe a little bit of tactics. But actually, I felt like the fact that Stokes kept him on and kept him bowling showed faith in him. That even when it was tough, he could have easily took him off, and then other captains could bowl him at easier times. But he always bowled him at the tough times, or when we needed a wicket or something was going on. It seemed that Hartley then got the ball. Unfortunately, Leachy got injured, banged his knee, and it was humongous. I've never seen anything like it. But so that meant that Hartley had to become the main spinner. So then almost it was quite tough for him in the fact that he had to take that on his shoulders, and I think that shows immense character, really.
Would you, what with the wicket, clearly wicket for the spinners? You said Tom Hartley was unbelievable. Was there anything in the wicket at all for guys like yourself?
Judging by the amount of wickets I've got, I'm not really sure what.
I didn't mean that, mate. You know what I mean?
No, I think Bumrah was the one that he really I mean, he's done me dirty, really, hasn't he? I mean, he got 4 wickets and bowled like an absolute genius, and I couldn't get one off the straight. So he hasn't helped me out there. But I think it was a tough wicket, obviously, for a seamer. You had to really pick those moments where the ball was either reversing or you felt you could get something out of it. But more of a spinner's wicket. I'm not sure what we're going to get in the next place, because obviously they've got 3 high quality spinners, but we've just matched them in this game, so it certainly gives them something to think about. And we've got backup. We've got James Anderson on the bench, waiting to come in as well. So we're pretty confident, and we've proved, and hopefully we've had India have a think about how they're going to go about things.
Brilliant. Tell me, Mark, does Joe Root mix with the bowlers these days? Is he regarding himself as a bowler batsman rather than the other way around?
Yeah, he's trying to say that he's in the bowlers' union. I'm not quite sure he can get in there yet, but he did well.
I want to ask you briefly again about the mindset. You mentioned that there's a calmness about the team, which Stokes and Brendan seem to have got involved in, and everyone seems calm. Is there an element of trying to do the opposite with the opposition? Because within your calmness, I mean, I'm looking at India yesterday, certainly with the bat, and they're doing things, coming down the wicket, having swipes and getting stumped and things like that. You put pressure on an opposition, even as great as a home nation like India, and they'll make mistakes.
I think exactly right, Ali. But I think that's what we did. I think we put the pressure back on them with the bat, and I think that's what Stokes and Brendan's philosophy is all about. It's that there might be moments in the game where we have to soak up pressure and take it on the chin, but when there's a chance to put it back on the opposition, that's when we take it. It's worth the risk almost. We try and take the result and the outcome out of it, and it allows lads to play with freedom. Almost right. This is the way that we're going to play. When there's a chance, let's put it back on them and take. If we've got to take a risk, fair, so be it. But the rewards will come with that.
I mean, just finally, Mark, you realise, of course, now expectation has changed. So you're going into the second test. There's still no Kohli for them, of course. Jadeja looks like he might miss it as well. Do you see this as a big opportunity to put yourself in a real winning position in the series?
Yes, I think so. I mean, there's self-belief in the group. I don't see why we go out there to win. Like I said, it's more important about the way that we try and play the cricket. I think that's, if we were to lose yesterday's game, I think we'd still be having the same chats in the dressing room about what we did well, how we went about things, Popey's knock. So yes, there is an opportunity there. We know that they're really strong. A bit of perspective, I know we've won one game, but they're really hard to beat in these conditions. So it's going to take another mammoth effort, but we're up for it.
Woody, just a really small one before we go to the break. I know you let the lads have a well-earned long lie this morning. I'm just a little bit concerned I haven't heard from Harmison. Did he enjoy the hospitality just as much as you boys last night?
Yeah, Harmy came into the team setup. I think he's got a bad head now. I'm not sure which way he's looking at us. He's just out of the camera here, but I'm not sure which direction he's looking at. So I'm sure he'll be all right.
Well done,
brilliant,
mate. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well done, mate.
Cheers, lads.
Well, it was. I tell you what, it was an amazing day for cricket. We'll talk more about it later. It wasn't just England. That Shamar Joseph, 7 wickets for the West Indies.
Incredible result in Australia.
Absolutely amazing. Don't forget, you can hear live and exclusive ball-by-ball commentary of the second test on talkSPORT 2 this Friday from 3:30 in the morning, with daily content also available on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.